Hello everyone, welcome to the RAM News Network. I'm Kim McCullough.
And I'm Everette Dennis. Thanks for joining us.
It's election year and November is right around the corner. Maya Palmer, Albany State University's SGA president, wants to make sure all eligible ASU students are registered to vote. There may be tough consequences if students don't turn out to the polls. This year's turnout of young people will be an important factor to this election's results.
The voter registration will be held in the new Student Center ballroom, and it also will be held in the Student Center. We really wanted to pass out the voter registration packet so people could get registered to vote, informally, but as well as designated day, which we have not decided yet, but designated day to where everyone can come to one location and get registered to vote.
Most students on campus know the importance of voting and the effects it has on our community and our country.
If you vote, you control the politics and the politicians of your community. You control what comes in or what doesn't come in, or what goes out, or the resources that you get.
Our great grandparents and grandparents fought for the right to vote or couldn't vote, so I feel like we should exercise that right because we have it.
ASU will also be affected this election year. If voter numbers isn't high enough, Lovett Hall will officially close as a voting site.
Now, we have spoken with Dr. Dunning and we let him know that we will fight for Lovett Hall, and he understands the importance of having Lovett Hall as a location, to register and to go vote, but we're fighting for it, so we're not looking for Lovett Hall to be shut down at all.
When asked a student's opinion on the closing of Lovett Hall as a voting site, his response was quite interesting.
I just feel like we need to, stick together, everybody vote. Everybody registered to vote on campus so they could vote in Lovett Hall, so they can't take away Lovett Hall, because if they take away Lovett Hall, they take away a lot of votes from not only just campus but the surrounding community.
All unregistered students are highly encouraged to act and participate in the upcoming voter registration drive.
This is a critical time with politics, and I want all the students on Albany State University's campus to know that their vote matters.
Don't forget, you can pick up your voter registration form at the SGA office in the Student Center.
We're all excited about the new Fine Arts building here on Albany State's campus, but the new building is causing some discomfort for drivers. RAM News Network correspondent Brewer has the details.
Albany State University is in the process of building its future Fine Arts building. It has been 3 months since construction began. Parking spaces are one of the major issues on the campus for faculty and staff. For years, faculty and staff have paid extra money for a reserved parking space. I spoke with Rhonda Knighton, who is over the parking services for Albany State University. One loss that faculty had to adjust to is the 22 spaces that were removed for the construction of the future Fine Arts building.
Since we have the construction going on, we had about 22 spaces that were removed.
Most of those parking spaces were located in the front of Billy C. Black, which will be next to the Fine Arts building in the future. Speaking with Knighton, she informed me about what has been set in place.
These persons were put on a waiting list, and from the waiting list, they were advised what number they were on.
Parking decals are mandatory on the campus of ASU for faculty, staff, and students to have. It is Sergeant George's job to make sure parking is properly enforced.
The purpose of my job is to keep the campus, all the vehicles parked in the correct parking area.
And with the decals being located on vehicles, it makes it a lot easier to identify vehicles. If students or faculty and staff violate the rules, they will receive a citation. If you ever decide to visit the campus of ASU, red markings are for student parking, green may mean go at a stoplight, but at ASU it means for faculty and staff parking only, and yellow is marked for all reserved parking for faculty and staff. In certain areas of the campus, parking is limited for students, but Sergeant George will make sure those rules will be followed.
I'm Cameron Brewer, and this is RAM News Network.
The grace period for parking violations has ended, so to avoid a ticket, be sure to get your decal.
The Golden Ram student body and faculty got the pleasure of hearing a positive message from an ASU alum. Clarissa J. Sparks spoke to students about using their talent to impact the world. Sparks is the founder of She Sparks Agency, which helps entrepreneurs build brand awareness. The life coach brought along some of her proteges to tell their stories.
We came to Albany State, first of all, to support Clarissa Sparks in her venture here and to really shine a light on the opportunity that we have coming from an HBCU and being able to create your own lane. So we just wanted to come here and give back and touch a few lives and hopefully that the words that we said, help some students that wanted to go to the next level. So I appreciate it.
Clarissa Sparks was the first speaker for this year's Albany State University's lecture series.
September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and in order to bring awareness to the cause, ASU organizers have used the We Are One grant to fund a wall of hope. Here's more on the story. Students and faculty were asked to write positive messages of hope so that when people view the wall, their spirits will be uplifted. Participant Deontay Young tells us why the cause is important to him.
I have a family member who's experienced with depression and a suicide attempt. Life thankfully failed, but it's very powerful because I want people to know that their life matters.
The Wall of Hope event is only one of the many activities the grant has funded for suicide awareness.
We've done workshops, we've done cognitive training for the students, all kinds of things so that students will be aware of what you can do if you see a friend or someone who needs some help.
Kenneth Canary says suicide is a prevalent cause of death on many college campuses, and it is an issue that has to be addressed.
We don't need to have even a single person lost to suicide, and we are trying to, that's what this grant is about.
Although the grant is ending, professors are still providing students with the resources to help combat depression. They hope the colorful wall of hope will send a message of hope to someone who may be feeling blue. For more information on suicide awareness, contact Kenneth Canary, Albany State's prevention specialist.
Coming up, a rare condition strikes an Albany native. Find out how locals are supporting her cause.
And What's Up Wednesdays pump up the football team. Find out who showed up to turn up the crowd. Stick around for more.
Locals are showing their support for an Albany woman struck with a rare condition. A benefit was held at Firehouse Grill for Kelly Halstead. She is suffering from an undiagnosed disease that has stumped the medical community. Halstead has seen several medical researchers that have yet to name the disease that had caused her stomach to twist and turn black inside. Friends and family organized the benefit to offset large medical bills. Ms. Halstead says she is fortunate to have such supportive and caring friends.
Throughout this semester, Albany State's radio station Real 92.7 will host What's Up Wednesdays. The radio station's first event is a pep rally in anticipation for ASU football's first home game of the season. Quaz, an up-and-coming artist from Atlanta, served up a memorable performance. Marlon Parler, the music director for Real 92.7, says these events are all about school spirit.
We want to just give the football team some cheer and some spirit to give them the energy and the boost to help them bring home the glory for this first home game.
Real 92.7 plans on hosting many events, including a big surprise during homecoming. This is to celebrate ASU's last homecoming before the consolidation with Darton State College.
Thanks, Everett. That's it for the Ram News Network. I'm Kim McCullough.
And I'm Everette Dennis. We'll see you next time, but before you go, here's a look at your 7-day forecast.